Albert Einstein says, we cannot solve a problem with the same level of thinking that it was created. You cannot solve a problem with the same level of thinking on which it was created. That means that if you were on this level of thinking today, let's say on this level of thinking today, when you have your problem. So as long as you are here on this level and the problem came, you are here and the problem came on that same level, because the problem is on you, you will never be able to get out of it because you are under that problem. So as long as you remain on that level of thinking, it's all about thinking. As long as you remain on that same level of thinking where the problem came to meet you, you will never be able to resolve the problem. So what do you need to do to be able to come out of the problem and to be able to resolve any problem you have? You must be able to get yourself out of that level, at that stage, that level of thinking that you are having right now. Be able to remove yourself and go all higher. So you must improve your thinking faculty. You must be able to increase your self-education. You must be able to increase your knowledge. You must be able to get some more wisdom, more understanding. So when you get more wisdom and you come up here, you are higher than the problem now. Now this is the problem. So you are now here and you are able to subdue the problem. But when you are here on the same level and you are trying to resolve your problem from that same level where you are, you are just hitting against the wall and you are hitting against the ceiling. You will not be able to resolve your problem. So these are advantages of, I'm going to talk to you fully. This is nothing. I have a whole list of points that I'm going to give you about the advantages of thinking. You have to develop your thinking art and thinking capacity so much that it becomes your second nature. For example, when I first of all read the comment that was made by Henry Ford, that thinking is the hardest work and that's why few people engage in it, I was so surprised, because I was saying thinking, I thought this thinking is the easiest thing to do. For me, it was the easiest thing to do. For me, because from the age of 16 or 17, from the age of 16, I have engaged my mind, myself in the art of thinking. I've dedicated myself to being here and now and to live consciously. And when you are a person that lives in active consciousness, when you live a conscious life, when you live consciously, you discover that it's not difficult to think. Thinking becomes your second nature. So we are supposed to develop the thinking ability in ourselves so that thinking will become our second nature. And that's why Jesus was alarmed. Jesus was somebody who had the act of thinking in order. Thinking was normal for him. He was good at constructive thinking, analytical thinking. He was good at thinking. And that's why he was always, irritated by his followers. And he was always challenging them about them not thinking enough and about them not having understanding. And that's why I'm teaching this topic, because Jesus was particular about it. Everywhere in the Bible, he kept on saying, do you have here? You do, verily, verily, I say to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you. Verily, verily, I say. That is telling us the importance that he attaches to listening and to hearing and to thinking. And all the time, he's always talking about understanding. So, number two, I don't know what number. That number 2 or number 3. The next point, what the next advantage or the next benefit of thinking is the ability to think helps you to be independent, to be your own person. Because for you to even begin to think, if you take a book and you want to begin to read the book and analyze it, you can only do thinking by yourself. You can only do the act of thinking and develop the art of thinking on your own. Nobody can help you to think. Nobody can help you to develop. They could teach you to think, but the whole process of thinking, you've got to develop it yourself. So anybody that is skilled or that is, good at thinking, or anybody that develops his own thinking ability and his thinking art, anyone that is really engaged in thinking and developing the skill, that person becomes sooner or later a more independent person, independent of public opinions, independent of what other people think, because he wants to come to his own conclusion.